At Starfish International this year, our focus was on education, health, agriculture, girls in STEAM, and vocational education, and digital media. We are so happy to say that we have wonderfully carried out these goals in very amazing ways. This year we had series of events that were very impactful and touching and creating positive outcomes and products in our community. As you all know, service is one of our main pillars, and so everything we do at Starfish is revolved on how can we support, how can we uplift, and how can we make impacts in our community.
So in education, we're really looking at outreach and how we reach more people. So this year we are actually starting the Starfish Media House's recording studio. What we hope to do here is that expand the program from, for example, a reading program online to having more of a presence on YouTube and online platforms where we can do adult education, where we can do homework help, but where we can also feature all the other programs that we have and put them on TV so that they can also help other people that cannot physically come to Starfish. At the same time, we will also offer recording opportunities in our studio for programs with like-minded people who are working on the goals and dreams that we have for uplifting our communities and leading the way. So we hope to see people benefiting from the Starfish Recording Studio. We will be dealing with women's issues, we will be dealing with mental health issues, we will be dealing with young people and their positive interactions in the community, young people and their challenges, and service opportunities within the community for anybody who wants to serve with us or without us.
2021 for us started with, transitioning from COVID and people getting to their normal life. But I'm glad that as an organization, one of the things we did was focusing on people's mental health, because that is one of the things that most of the time people don't concentrate on, and it causes a lot of damage in people. But I'm glad that we didn't lose sight of that as an organization. Like I remember when the students were struggling, they lost one of their close friends, and it was very traumatizing for most of them. I'm glad to say that what we did was very great, because we got the students, they came on campus, and we did Heartlight, and most of them were able to talk about their feelings. They let it out, they cried, even though it was not easy for most of them. But gradually they were able to talk about their issues and get away with it.
So 2021 has been a tough year. 2020 has been a tough year for me because I had exams in grade 9 and everything, it came out how I didn't expect it. And at that time, I couldn't meet people face to face and be like, hey, ADAMA, it's okay, you can do this and everything else. And I think that was breaking for me. And then I realized that I was part of people that I knew I could control my stress. I knew I could go to a Starfish family and be like, hey, you know what, things are not working for me. But for the rest of my friends, they don't have Starfish. And I'm like, okay, I think I can do something about this. So I talked to 2 of them and I'm like, this is life, and we all didn't expect this, but it came out this way, and I think we just have to accept it. And then I wrote a story on my status about how things are and how we just need to accept that Corona happened, and it happened, and a lot of people lost their lives. And so when I posted on my status, luckily a lot of people answered, and they were like, wow, ADAMA, we're really grateful for this. This really taught us a lot. And from that, I was very inspired to do something way bigger. I was inspired to go out, talk to people, learn from people, and help them out, because that's my main goal right now. And then I spoke to Auntie Yasin, and I'm like, Auntie Yasin, I wanted to start a mental health program in my school. And I think it will really go a long way, because youths, first of all, don't get to talk to people. And sometimes when they're talking to their parents, they don't get to tell them the full story. And when they're talking to their friends, they're afraid that they might judge them. So I want to come up with a circle that I know that people won't be able to judge each other, and we'll just learn from each other.
In the area of health, we have always done the community clinics. We have always focused on prevention and education. We're hoping, because of the network of professionals that we have, to add telehealth to it. So we won't obviously be curing anybody online, but what we can do is use the doctors, the nurses, the health professionals that we have, plus the Starfish graduate doctors and nurses and the current health students in Starfish to help community members come and get information, get diagnoses and get referrals, but most importantly, get health education and protection and prevention information. So look for that coming up. Even though we might not be able to go into every community, people can come and also benefit from our telehealth services. We will continue our education focus and our prevention and protection focus in that area.
And two of our mentors were able to enroll to one to medical school and the other to nursing school, and this having their dream and being able to finally enroll to school is very fulfilling to them, to us as an organization, because we always want to help students, to help them to get to where they want to be, and seeing these two finally get to their dreams is a great accomplishment.
As far as agriculture, we also want to look at the Starfish land and having a processing center there. There is no reason why there can't be mango juice produced from the Gambia in large batches, that we can't have dried mangoes and dried bananas, that we can't have more cashews, cashew juice, and so on and so forth. So looking at the trees on the Starfish land and what we have there, how can we bring in more processing and have more young people learn the skills and start their own businesses? Have the women within the community bring their kids to the library that would be at the Starfish land that we hope to open as well this year. And eventually build onto having sustainable living systems within the Starfish land, where you can come and look at what other alternatives are there to charcoal and firewood use when it comes to cooking. And what does composting do for us, and how can every family do that? And what are better gardening practices that are more durable, more sustainable, but also more productive? So using the Starfish land as an educational system.
Earlier this year, Starfish International was able to conduct a 6-month vocational and literacy learning project in Kiankwinala in partnership with the International Trade Center through the UN Peacebuilding Funds and the Jobs, Skills and Finance project. When we started the project in Kiankwinala, at first I was a little bit nervous because this is a community that I don't know much about. And going into a community that I don't know much about and meeting people who are older than me and working with the youth and who are mostly women, it's something that I was a little bit nervous about. But when we started the project, the young women and the youth that were part of the project made it easier for us. They will show up in class on time, they will always be there and be helpful as much as possible. But some of the classes that we conducted with these women were soap making, tie and dye, batik, basic English and maths classes. And these classes were taught by the Starfish mentors and some of the Starfish supporters who left their families every weekend to go in Kiankwinala and make sure they teach these women the skills. When we started, the women have no idea about the type of soap we were making or the type of tie and dye and the batik that we made, but through the help of the tutors and the trainers, it was easier for them. At some point, the students were able to make their own soaps, do their own tie and dye, even in the absence of their trainers or the tutors. That means that the work that we did as project lead or trainers or tutors is something that was helpful to the women.
International Day of the Girl Child was very memorable for me in that workshop because we got to talk about really important and sensitive topics with regards to the pressures of being a male in the society, the different challenges both genders face. You know, when we are celebrating girls, we need to look at like what is keeping girls down, you know, and it's mostly the other gender, which is the males. So we needed to come up with different topics. We needed to come up with different talking points so that both the males and the females will be able to talk about them openly without being judged or without being singled out. So leading the International Day of the Girl Child session at Starfish was very important to me, because it's really important as a male to start these kind of conversations, because it's very effective coming from a male rather than from a female perspective, because we've been hearing that all over and all over again. You know, sometimes we forget the kind of privilege that we have as men, and that even we don't even intentionally make women uncomfortable. Women feel uncomfortable because of the other experiences that they have in their lives. So, so leading conversations and leading topics with different Starfish boys was something that was very important to me, and I was glad that I was able to have that conversation.
In 2021, Starfish International had a 6-month intensive leadership training. The training was divided into two. We had a theory aspect where we learned about different leadership styles. We also did learn about communication, building our interpersonal relationship, and also learning about teamwork. The practical aspect was when we were given the action learning project. We were divided into groups, and each group was tasked with producing a product at the end of the training. I was part of the civic education group. We were tasked with making 6 modules about educating people about their civic rights and their responsibilities in a state. We made these modules, and during election registration, Starfish was a registration center. So we used these videos to play it to people when they come to register and get their voters card. And this was really helpful because they got to learn about their rights and duties in a state. At the end of the 6th month, we had our graduation, and during our graduation, we presented our products that each group was able to make, and it was a memorable day for me because I graduated as one of the top students in the class, and I gave the valedictorian speech. That was an honor for me. I am really grateful to be part of this training because it has impacted my life in a lot of ways. Right now, I am studying law, and most of my courses include group work and taking leadership to make sure things happen. I am able to practice the leadership qualities that I have learned, and this has really helped me in making great projects at school. I am really grateful to be a part of this training.
I was so happy to see that my students are learning instruments that are not well known in the Gambia. I had my students learn the kora, which was very, very impactful. You know, the balafon is not commonly used by females in the Gambia, but our Starfish students were able to not just learn about the history of balafon, but also learn how to perform. The students also learned how to play the drum. And so they learned the different types of drum, the djembe, which is one of the drums that actually is like a tool for spreading oneness and love and unity. And so it was very important for them to learn about the different drums that they were learning, but also how to perform these drums, how to, you know, have beautiful rhythm, beautiful tune, beautiful messages, songs, music, just full of joy and happiness. So the summer program was just wonderful. From having the students learn the different instruments, cultural instruments in the Gambia, to having them stage a graduation that was never done at Starfish International. The graduation was full of life. We invited the Starfish parents, the Starfish students, friends, the teachers in the schools to all come and celebrate the beautiful joy and to also celebrate the fruits of the summer. You know, how we also were able to collaborate with some of the teachers in the community, some of the balafon teachers and drum teachers in the community who came to Starfish and also added to the learning and teaching and spreading love and joy at Starfish International. So the summer program was my favorite, and it was absolutely beautiful.
As the Starfish International STEAM coordinator, I am very grateful and very pleased that in this year, I was able to have my students learn ICT, that is basic software and hardware, at the same time get to learn mathematics online with our partnership we had with 4 Fairies, which is an international program in Finland, and and also get partners with national organizations like Made 3D Gambia. We were able to win one of their challenges, and we were able to make flower pots in the Gambia, in Starfish International, and also have the students fall more in love with mathematics, more in love with technology, more in love with engineering. Like I'm studying engineering at the Gambia Technical Training Institute, and anytime I come back, I look at the students, my heart is filled with joy because I feel like I have done something in order to contribute to each one of them, their life. And I'm hoping that as we grow, as we change, as we pray for the next year, we hope that we could have more community people come in Starfish International to learn ICT.
And then there's my favorite, which is the educational portion of Starfish, where we're actually looking at certification programs. So are we equipping our young people for when they graduate from high school, what they can do in their lives? So once you graduate high school, whether you go to the University of the Gambia or any of the tertiary educational institutions or not, if you come through Starfish or come through any of the communities that we impact, are you ready to start life and help your family more? So we will have leadership programs that are certified. We will have business programs that are certified. We have a community education that we do for students who are not learning very well in the school systems that we will have. Of course, we have the skill center and all the technical training that we have. And to buttress all of these, we have the moral education component of Starfish that stresses that whatever benefit you come and get from Starfish, it will be buttressed by the qualities of kindness and love and trust and truthfulness, all of these that are taught in addition to leadership and ethics and technical training and all of that. So if you come through Starfish or you're touched by Starfish in any way, in any of these programs that we will have, you will go out there with a product, and that product will include a service project that we expect you to do to use your life to help your community. And if you were doing that beforehand, then how we can help you look into doing it even more will be a part of any Starfish class or course that you take.
I am very, very grateful for being part of the Starfish International Community College. In the Starfish International Community College, I can say our tutors were amazing, they were patient, and it was the best experience I had and impacted a lot in my life. As a person that wants to run a business in the future, it's important to have at least a background of knowing what business is and how to keep your business going.
It's been 13 years since 2008 when Yasin and I first started Starfish, and we've really dedicated 25 hours a day, 8 days a week to this. And it's really exciting to see how Starfish has grown and the impact that it's had, and especially seeing the girls and how they've grown. And none of that would have been possible without all of the supporters, all of the people whose shoulders that we've stood on, and I'm so grateful for it.
I cannot really conclude without saying a big thank you to all our supporters and all our people who believe in the work we do at Starfish International and who continuously support us in the work we do at Starfish International. This year, our Starfish Festival was also a success, thanks to all the people who have been there for us, donating, encouraging us, serving with us. It has all been very, very beautiful. And I really have to say thank you to SI NATIC, thank you to SI Canada, and all our other partners who have been there, STF for supporting us, watching us grow, sharing resources with us that are in line with, of course, our goals for this year. And we look forward to an amazing, amazing growth and development and service and exceptional education for girls and boys in the Gambia next year.
The message is one of hope in that we have gone through a lot in 2020 and 2021. And we have come through to the other side. And given every difficulty that we've gone through in 2020 and 2021 with COVID and everything else, you actually worked really hard. You learned a lot. You had a humble posture of learning. And it is safe to say the students and the staff at Starfish can run the program and David and I can be guides in the program, and that is something to behold. To watch you work hard, to watch you expand, to watch you serve communities and just need a little bit of guidance from us is very humbling, very exciting, and very fulfilling. So for the future, I have no doubt that you've got this, that you can handle this, that you're handling it, and that your communities will be well served no matter what village you are in the Gambia, what town, what community in the Gambia you're serving.
I hope you all enjoyed the video. I am so grateful and I am so honored to be the one to make this documentary that is so inspiring. When the project was given to me, I am like, I cannot do this. It is a very big task for me. But I think everything that comes your way, you are tested towards your capabilities and your strengths. I am so glad to be the one to take these videos, shoot the videos, and also edit the videos on my own. It was very challenging for me because it was my first time doing it alone without RENE Moses. But I am so happy that it was a success. I will keep taking pictures because it has been my dream to one day shoot a video on my own, and a video that is going to impact life and attract people. And I'm so glad that it is my first video that I shot that impacted people's life. I have connected with some of the Starfish mentors, and that I will forever be grateful of. I just want to say thank you so much, Starfish, for believing in me and doing this video.